What if I told you that losing her was the best thing that could have ever happened to you? What if I told you that this pain you're feeling right now, this gut-wrenching heartbreak, is not a curse, but a blessing? Most men break when a woman chooses another. They drown in self-pity, desperately searching for closure, replaying every moment, asking, "What did I do wrong?" But a stoic man, he sees the truth. He doesn't chase, he doesn't beg, he doesn't crumble. Because the moment she chose another man, she made a decision. And that decision wasn't about you, it was about her. The question is, will you let this destroy you, or will you let it forge you into something greater? Because the reality is, the moment she walked away, you were given a choice. You can stay broken, weak and needy, or you can rise. You can embrace the mindset of a man who cannot be shaken, a man who wins by letting go. And make no mistake, you will win. Because while she expects you to be lost without her, you're about to become the man she regrets leaving, the man who never loses because he never attaches. If you're ready to master your emotions, reclaim your power, and make her see exactly what she threw away, then keep watching. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what I'm about to tell you will change everything. Drop a comment below. A stoic man sees the truth. Number 1. The illusion of love. Love. It feels real, doesn't it? The way she smiled at you, the way she held your hand, the way she whispered promises in the dark. It all felt like forever. But here's the truth. What you thought was love was an illusion. A mirage crafted by your emotions, by your own mind. And now that she's gone, you're left with the harsh realization that love, in its rawest form, is never as pure as it seems. You see, most men build their world around a woman. They invest everything, time, energy, emotion, believing that she will always feel the same way. But feelings are temporary. They shift like the tide, unpredictable and uncontrollable. One moment she swears she loves you, the next she's in another man's arms, acting as if you never existed. And you stand there broken, asking yourself, how could she move on so easily? The answer is simple. She never saw love the way you did. Men love with loyalty, with logic, with a sense of permanence. They see a woman as their partner, their future, their everything. But women love based on how they feel in the moment. They are driven by emotions, by excitement, by the constant need for stimulation. And when the rush of newness fades, when the emotional high of the relationship settles into routine, she starts looking elsewhere. Not because you did something wrong, not because you weren't enough, but because she was never yours to keep. This is the illusion. The idea that love is unbreakable, that devotion is forever, that she will stand by you no matter what. It's a fairy tale, a fantasy men are sold from the time they're young. But the stoic man? He sees reality. He understands that everything in life is fleeting, including love. He doesn't beg for permanence in a world where everything is temporary. Instead, he embraces detachment. When a woman chooses another man, most men spiral. They become desperate, trying to prove their worth, trying to remind her of the moments they shared. They text, they call, they plead. But all they're doing is proving their weakness. Because the moment you seek validation from the one who left, you tell her, "You have power over me." A stoic man never gives away his power. He doesn't try to win her back. He doesn't chase someone who has already made her choice. Instead, he steps back, lets her go, and understands a fundamental truth. She was never his possession to lose. And that's where true strength is found. When you stop seeing love as something to be owned, something to be kept at all costs, you free yourself from the chains of heartbreak. You become untouchable. Because the man who cannot be broken by love is the man who commands respect. The man who does not chase is the man who is chased. And the man who does not need her is the man she regrets losing the most. Now it's time for you to embrace this mindset, to stop seeing her as your loss and start seeing her as your lesson. You weren't defeated, you were freed. The illusion has been shattered, and now you can finally see Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. A stoic man sees through illusion. Number 2, control your emotions, control your life. She expects you to break. She expects you to be lost, drowning in your own emotions, desperate to get her back. She expects you to lash out, to react, to crumble under the weight of your heartbreak, and that's exactly why you won't. Because the moment you let your emotions control you, you lose. A weak man lets his feelings dictate his actions. He texts her late at night, hoping for one last conversation. He stalks her social media, searching for signs that she regrets leaving. He drowns himself in self-pity, playing the victim, believing that his happiness was tied to her presence. But a stoic man, he understands a fundamental truth. The man who controls his emotions controls his life. Think about it. What happens when you let your emotions take over? You become impulsive. You react without thinking. You act out of fear, out of pain, out of a desperate need to regain what was lost. And every time you do, you give her more power over you. The more you react, the more she knows she still has a hold on you. And when she knows that, she doesn't regret leaving. She feels validated in her choice. That's why the Stoic approach is different. A Stoic man does not suppress his emotions. He masters them. He does not ignore his pain. He acknowledges it, but he does not let it dictate his actions. He steps back, detaches, and chooses how he will respond. Because he understands that true strength is not found in the absence of emotion, but in the ability to remain unshaken by it. Imagine this. A fire burns within you. It's the pain, the anger, the frustration of losing someone you cared for. A weak man lets that fire consume him, turning his emotions into reckless actions. But a stoic man, he doesn't let the fire control him. He harnesses it. He uses it as fuel, as motivation, as a force to elevate himself rather than destroy himself. That's what makes a man powerful, not his ability to love, not his ability to beg or prove his worth, but his ability to remain indifferent in the face of loss. The moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop seeking validation, the moment you stop caring whether she regrets her decision or not, you win. And here's the twist. When she sees you unaffected, when she sees that you didn't spiral, that you didn't chase, that you didn't break, that's when the doubt creeps into her mind. She starts to wonder if she made the wrong choice. She starts to question whether you were more valuable than she realized. And that's when the dynamic shifts. Because a man who is in control of himself is a man who is in control of everything. Women are drawn to strength, to mystery, to the unknown. The moment she senses she no longer has control over your emotions is the moment she starts wondering if she ever really understood you at all. This is why you must master yourself. Do not react. Do not chase. Do not give her the satisfaction of knowing she has power over you. Instead, step back, breathe, and take control. You are no longer the man who begs for love. You are no longer the man who needs reassurance. You are the man who stands tall, who walks away without looking back, who is completely unmoved by the chaos around him. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. Power is in control, not reaction. Number 3, the power of walking away. Walking away isn't losing, it's winning, because the moment you walk away, you reclaim your value. The moment you walk away, you take back control. And the moment you walk away, she starts to feel the weight of your absence. Most men do the exact opposite. They cling. They try to negotiate. They text long paragraphs, pouring out their emotions, hoping she will suddenly realize how much they meant to her. But here's the brutal truth. She already knew. She knew exactly what she was doing when she left. She knew you loved her. She knew you would hurt. And she still made her choice. Now, it's your turn to make a choice. Will you degrade yourself trying to convince someone to stay? Will you hold on to someone who has already let you go? Or will you do what a stoic man does, walk away without hesitation, without explanation, without regret? A stoic man understands that walking away is not weakness, it's strength. Weak men cling. Weak men try to fix what's broken. Weak men beg for love that has already been withdrawn, but a man of value knows his worth. And a man who knows his worth does not plead for someone to see it. He simply removes himself. And here's the paradox. The moment you walk away, she starts to feel it. She starts to wonder why you didn't fight for her. She starts to question why you didn't beg. She expected tears. She expected desperation. She expected you to prove to her that she was the one for you, but instead, you disappeared. You left her standing there, wondering if she ever really mattered to you at all. And that's where power is found, because people only value what they fear losing forever. As long as you are present, as long as you are available, as long as you are waiting in the background, hoping for another chance, she knows she still has you. But the moment you walk away for good, that's when she truly feels your absence. That's when the regret creeps in. Most women don't regret losing a man immediately. They only regret it when they realize he has moved on to something better, a better life, a better mindset, a better version of himself. They regret it when they see you thriving without them, unbothered, unreachable. They regret it when they realize they no longer have access to you. And this is why walking away is the ultimate power move. It's not about making her miss you. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding that a king never begs. A king doesn't convince someone to stay in his kingdom. A king simply lets those who wish to leave, leave. The moment you adopt this mindset, you will see a shift in your energy. You will stop being the man who pleads for love and start being the man who is worthy of it. Because true value is never found in desperation. True value is found in detachment. The one who walks away first is the one who wins. And now, you are that man. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. A king never begs. Number 4. Silence is your greatest weapon. Silence. It's the most powerful response you can give. No long messages, no explanations, no desperate attempts to change her mind. Just silence. Because while most men try to fix things with words, a stoic man lets his absence speak for him. When a woman leaves, she expects a reaction. She expects anger, sadness, pleading. She expects you to try and convince her that she made a mistake. But the moment you give her nothing, the moment you vanish without a word, a seed of doubt is planted in her mind. Because silence forces her to sit with her decision. And that silence, it's louder than anything you could ever say. Most men crumble when a woman leaves. They send paragraphs trying to explain themselves. They beg for clarity, for closure, for one last conversation. But every word you send is a reminder that she still has power over you. That's why silence is your greatest weapon. It removes her control. It creates mystery. It makes her wonder, why hasn't he reached out? Does he not care? Did I make the wrong choice? That's when the shift happens. The same woman who walked away convinced she was making the right decision now finds herself questioning everything. Because a man who can walk away without looking back is a man who is rare, and women always desire what is rare. Silence also gives you space to reclaim yourself. No distractions, no waiting for a response, no draining your energy on someone who has already made their choice. You channel all of that energy back into yourself, into your goals, your discipline, your evolution. And while she is expecting you to be shattered, you are thriving. And here's the thing, most women don't feel the loss of a man right away. They don't immediately regret their decision, but after days, weeks, months of silence, they start to wonder. Because the moment she sees you are no longer available, the moment she realizes you have moved forward without her, the regret begins to set in. She might test you, she might send a text, a hey out of nowhere, a random excuse to reach out. But this is where most men fail, because the moment she gets a response, she knows she still has access to you. She was never reaching out because she missed you. She was reaching out to see if you were still an option. But the Stoic man, he remains silent. Because he understands that responding would only serve her ego, not his value. He understands that his time, his energy, his presence, these are privileges, not entitlements. And the moment she threw them away, she lost them. This is the power of silence. It shifts the control back into your hands. It makes her realize that she underestimated you. It makes her feel the emptiness of a world without you in it. And in the end, it forces her to see exactly what she lost. So say nothing. Walk away, disappear, and let her mind do the work for you. Because the man who stays silent is the man she never forgets. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. Silence speaks louder than words. Number 5. Level up and become unreachable. The greatest revenge is not anger. It's not proving her wrong. It's not even making her miss you. The greatest revenge is becoming the man she can no longer have. A man so evolved, so powerful, so untouchable, that even if she wanted to come back, she wouldn't even be in your league anymore. Most men sit in their pain. They waste time overanalyzing what went wrong, obsessing over the past, stuck in a cycle of regret. But a stoic man, he doesn't waste a single second. He channels every ounce of that pain into building himself. He doesn't just move on, he levels up. And this is where you separate yourself from 99% of men, because while she expects you to be broken, you are transforming, you are becoming. While she's out there seeking validation from another man, you are creating a version of yourself that she will never have access to again. This is the moment you shift your mindset. Every gym session, every book you read, every dollar you make, it's not about proving anything to her. It's about proving something to yourself. That you were always the prize, that you never needed her in the first place, that she was simply a chapter in your story, not the entire book. When a man fully commits to self-improvement, he becomes unreachable. He becomes rare, and women chase what is rare. They don't regret losing a man who stays the same. They regret losing a man who evolves beyond them. Picture this. Months from now, you're in the best shape of your life. Your mind is sharp, focused. Your money is right. Your energy is different. You walk into a room and people feel your presence. You no longer seek validation, you command it. And when she sees this version of you, the regret hits her like a storm. She will wonder why she left. She will wonder if she misjudged you. She will wonder if she made the wrong choice. Because the man she left is not the man she sees now. And the cruel reality, she can't have him back. Because you're no longer available, you're no longer sitting in the past, waiting for closure. You have leveled up beyond her reach. And now, you are the one who decides who is worthy of your time, your energy, your presence. This is what it means to be truly powerful. It's not about getting her back. It's about becoming the man that makes every woman regret ever walking away. And once you reach that level, you won't even care about her regret anymore. So stop thinking about her. Stop checking her social media. Stop waiting for a sign that she misses you. Instead, take every moment of pain and turn it into fuel. Get in the gym, build your empire, sharpen your mind, because the man who becomes untouchable wins. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. Evolve so she no longer fits your world. Number 6. Dark psychology. Reverse the power dynamic. Right now, she thinks she holds all the power. She walked away. She chose someone else. She believes she made the right decision, and she assumes you're still thinking about her, still missing her, still wishing she would come back. But what happens when you stop caring? What happens when you flip the script? This is where dark psychology comes in. It's about shifting the power dynamic so that she is the one chasing you. And the secret? It's not manipulation. It's not playing games. It's indifference. Because the man who is indifferent, the man who is truly detached, is the man who holds all the power. Most men try to regain control by convincing a woman to come back. They post things online to get her attention. They try to make her jealous. They seek ways to stay relevant in her mind. But all of this stems from attachment, and attachment is weakness. The stoic man, he disappears, not out of spite, not to get a reaction, but because he simply does not care anymore. And that's what makes her mind spiral, because women expect men to chase. They expect men to wait in the background, hoping for another chance. But when you remove yourself entirely, when you go silent and completely unreachable, she starts to panic, because now she's not sure anymore. She wonders why you haven't reached out. She wonders if you've already replaced her. She wonders if she ever really had control over you at all. And that uncertainty, that's what makes her regret. Here's the truth most men don't understand. Women are drawn to what they can't control. The moment she feels like she's losing her grip on you, her mind turns against her. The moment she senses she no longer affects you, you become valuable again. And the man who moves on first is the man who wins. Think about it. How many times have you seen a woman break up with a man only to try and come back once he's truly moved on? It's not because she suddenly realizes he was perfect. It's because she realizes she no longer has power over him. And that's what makes her want him again. This is how you reverse the power dynamic. You stop chasing, you stop waiting, you stop giving her any emotional reaction, and instead you level up, become unreachable, and make her feel your absence. Because silence is loud, and indifference, it's intoxicating. And the best part? By the time she realizes she made a mistake, you won't even care anymore. She'll come back, she'll test the waters, she'll try to regain her position in your life, but you'll be so far ahead that she will no longer fit into your world. That's true power, not in trying to make her regret, but in evolving so far beyond her that her regret doesn't even matter anymore. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. He who controls himself controls others. Number 7. Attraction through detachment. The moment you stop caring is the moment she starts noticing. The moment you detach, you become magnetic, because nothing is more attractive than a man who is completely unaffected. Most men make the mistake of thinking attraction comes from pursuit. They believe that if they just try harder, say the right things, prove their worth, or show how much they care, she'll come back. But the truth? Attraction isn't created through effort. It's created through absence, through detachment, through the realization that she is no longer the center of your world. Women are emotional creatures. They live for validation. And when you remove that validation, when you stop giving her the attention she expects, she begins to crave it. She begins to wonder why you're not chasing, why you're not reacting, why you've moved on so easily. And here's the paradox. When you want her back, she feels no urgency. But when you genuinely stop caring, when you truly detach, she feels the void you left behind. And that void, it forces her to start chasing you. Because here's a truth that most men never understand. Women don't want a man who needs them. They want a man who is needed by no one. Neediness repels, indifference attracts. When a man is emotionally independent, when he doesn't need a woman to feel whole, he becomes rare. He becomes the kind of man that women respect, admire, and secretly fear losing. And the ones who do lose him, they regret it for life. This is why detachment is so powerful, because it shifts the dynamic entirely. When she sees that you're no longer invested in her, when she sees that you're thriving without her, she starts to wonder, did I make a mistake? Was he actually better than I thought? Does he even think about me anymore? And when those thoughts start creeping in, she starts looking for signs that she still matters to you. She might reach out. She might react to your posts. She might even try to get your attention indirectly. But this is where most men fail. Because the moment she gets any response from you, she knows she still has a place in your mind. And once she knows that, the game is over. A true Stoic man doesn't just act detached, he is detached. He doesn't use it as a tactic. He doesn't fake it to get a reaction. He genuinely moves forward. He builds. He thrives. He becomes the kind of man who is so focused on his mission, so locked in on his purpose, that a woman's absence is irrelevant to him. And that's what makes him irresistible. Because women don't desire men who chase. They desire men they can't have. And when she realizes that you've truly moved on, that you no longer care whether she regrets her decision or not, that's when she starts feeling it. She lost something rare, something she will never find again. And now, she has to live with that regret. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. True power is never needing her. Number 8. The inevitable return. Why she comes back. She thought she was making the right choice. She thought the grass was greener. She thought you would always be waiting in the background, hoping for another chance. But now, she's starting to realize something. She was wrong. Because while she expected you to chase, to beg, to prove yourself, you did the opposite. You disappeared. You leveled up. You became unreachable. And now, she's feeling the weight of that decision. This is the inevitable return. It happens when a man truly detaches, when he stops reacting, when he stops needing, when he stops giving her any energy. Because the brutal truth is, women rarely regret losing a man immediately. They only regret it when they see what they lost. And that takes time. At first, she's distracted. The excitement of something new, the thrill of attention, the temporary high of believing she made the right move. But after the dust settles, after the novelty fades, after she realizes that her new situation isn't as perfect as she thought, that's when the regret sets in. And when she looks back at you, expecting to see the man she left behind, she sees someone entirely different. She sees a man who is thriving, a man who has upgraded his life in every way, a man who no longer wants her, no longer needs her, no longer even thinks about her. And that's what makes her spiral, because women are wired to desire what they can't have. And when she realizes that she can't have you anymore, that you've become someone she no longer has access to, she starts searching for a way back in. She'll test the waters. A random text. A casual, "How have you been?" A like on an old post. But here's where most men fail. They respond. They take the bait. They allow her back into their frame, hoping that this time will be different. But a stoic man? He sees these tests for exactly what they are. A reaction to his indifference. She's not reaching out because she suddenly respects you. She's reaching out because your silence made her feel insecure. She wants to know if she still has power over you. She wants to see if she can still control you emotionally. But the moment you give her that validation, the moment you engage, the game resets. And suddenly she no longer feels like she lost you. She feels like you were just waiting for her to come back. And that's why the stoic man does nothing. He remains indifferent. He doesn't react. He doesn't respond. He keeps moving forward. Because he understands one undeniable truth. Once a woman leaves, she has already made her decision. And a man of value does not allow someone to make the same mistake twice. She will come back. They always do. But by the time she does, you will have outgrown her. You will have become a man so far beyond who you used to be that she no longer fits into your life. And that will be her greatest regret. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. Her regret is my silence. Number 9. The stoic mindset. You were the prize all along. She didn't leave you. You let her go. And now you finally see the truth. You were the prize all along. At first it didn't feel that way. When she walked away, when she chose another man, when she made you feel like you weren't enough, it seemed like you had lost. But the reality, she lost you. And that is a loss she will have to live with for the rest of her life. Because while she was out searching for something better, you were becoming something greater. You weren't crying over her. You weren't begging for another chance. You were building yourself into the kind of man who never has to chase again. You were creating a life so valuable, so powerful, so magnetic, that her absence became completely irrelevant. And now, you stand here, looking back, and you smile, because you understand something that most men never will. The man who masters himself, who controls his emotions, who never begs for love, that is the man who never loses. This is the Stoic mindset. It is the understanding that nothing outside of you defines your worth. Not a woman, not a relationship, not rejection, not loss. Your value comes from within. And once you truly embody this mindset, you become untouchable. You no longer fear losing someone because you know that a man who is truly valuable is never afraid to walk alone. You no longer seek validation from others because you validate yourself. You no longer chase love because you understand that the only love that matters is self-respect. And now she sees it. She sees the man you have become. She sees the strength, the success, the confidence, the absence of need. And that is why she regrets leaving, because what she lost was not just a man, she lost an opportunity to be part of something great. But here's the difference. You don't care anymore. You don't care whether she regrets it or not. You don't care whether she misses you. You don't care about her choices, her mistakes, her feelings. Because she is no longer part of your reality, you have won, not because you got her back, not because she regrets it, but because you have transcended the version of yourself that once thought she was the best you could do. And now you know, she was never your prize. You were hers. This is the final level. The moment you stop chasing, stop reacting, stop caring, you become the man who is in complete control of his destiny. And once you reach that level, everything, money, success, women, respect, comes to you effortlessly. Because the man who needs nothing attracts everything. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. A true Stoic man never loses. Now you understand. She didn't break you. She freed you. She didn't take away your happiness. She gave you the opportunity to build something greater. And in the end, it was never about her. It was always about you. The man who can master his emotions, who can walk away without hesitation, who can detach from what does not serve him, that is the man who wins in life. Because a Stoic man does not chase. A Stoic man does not seek validation. A Stoic man does not need. And that is what makes him powerful. So now, you have a choice. Will you stay stuck in the past, obsessing over what's already gone? Or will you take this pain, this lesson, and transform yourself into the kind of man who never experiences loss again? Because once you reach this level of strength, once you become a man who is truly untouchable, you will never be heartbroken again. Remember this. A man who knows his worth does not fear loss. A man who values himself does not need to convince anyone else to see it. And a man who is truly stoic is the man that everyone else regrets losing.